friends, it's Denise. I'm back, and I'm back because I have something to say. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about why I'm vegan for a few reasons. One is because maybe there's someone out there who's struggling with becoming vegan. Maybe there's someone who became vegan and kind of doubting why they did it. Or maybe just like my banter. Whatever. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. So, I know I told everyone that I did a 28-day juice cleanse, and along that time, Jason Vale wanted us to watch these movies to educate ourselves about the way the food industry works in this country or around the world. So I did. And, you know, there's things in this world that when you see them, you can't unsee them. And after watching some hideous videos of the way that animals are treated prior to going to slaughter, or just being captive and being stuck in a pen that's the size of their body and they're not allowed to move, or crowding that their chickens are trying to peck the or cows that are just made to have babies like machines, and we take their milk because after I saw all the shit, like I can't unsee it. So it was an awakening for me. I mean, I can tell you quite a few many times that I've had these awakenings within the past year because there's something really cool going on with me. Like I'm becoming, I don't know, bigger, something's going on. Anyway, off topic. So having watched these movies, it was an awakening. Now, I can remember when I was a little girl, I used to have a lot of stuffed animals and I treated them really well. Like I wanted to be a veterinarian when I grew up. I loved dogs. I still love dogs. I loved animals. And I always felt like I had some kind of special connection. Like the neighbor's dog liked me better than the people who owned the dog. The other thing is that we weren't taught, I was never taught the connection between the meat, hot dog, hamburger, steak, whatever, to the animal. That's a real disservice that we're doing for our children nowadays. Sidebar. Anyway, I never put that together. That would be game over for me. But the other part of it is it was really a cultural thing, in my family. So my father's side of the family would always cook a piece of meat on Sunday. And on Sunday, we would go and have a big dinner together. And meat would be the main part of the meal. And when my grandmother would take the meat out of the oven, she would pour the blood and the drippings of the meat into a cup, and we would pass it around and drink it. Thanksgiving, I would fight my father for the gizzards of the turkey. My favorite part of the turkey was the last part that went over the fence. Another little tidbit was one of my favorite foods, favorite of all time, was fat. Yeah, I liked steak fat a whole lot. Anyway, I just liked the way that it tasted. So that is something that really obviously stimulated that feel-good part of my brain. So even if we were taught, it was still like, I love the way that tastes. So there are a few things that I had to contend with, that I had to overcome, that I had to come to terms with and realize and put into perspective before even thinking about becoming vegan. And, here's another thing, I hate to be honest about it because I sound like even after I saw those videos, there were still times that I was kind of like, but bacon. I mean, wow. After seeing these poor animals beaten, scared, bludgeoned, necks slit, not all the way dead, cut off them, tails, hooves, beaks, that is so, wow. There were still parts of me that I was like, but bacon! Anyway, and I hate to be honest with that, but it is the truth. So it wasn't like an overnight thing. It wasn't like, I'm done with eating meat. I'm not an overnight kind of girl. I take a little time for things to change. But the point is that it was a process for me. It took me a little time. I had to keep educating myself. I had to keep going on YouTube and listening and learning and reading and, all these doctors that I talked about before. Dr. Esselstyn. God, I hope I pronounced that man's name right. And Dr. Greger. I think the last time I called him Dr. McGregor. He is the founder of nutritionfacts.org, another really good place to get your information from as far as nutrition. is concerned. Anyway, so I was doing a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of watching, and it took me a little bit. It took me a little bit of time. And I kind of feel like that's reasonable though, because like this was been embedded in me. And it's funny, like I said, I think I'd like to believe that I am an original, but I'm not. We were all raised pretty much the same way to believe, where are you going to get your protein from? Well, I'm going to get it from the cheeseburger, the hot dog, the hamburger, the steak, the meatball, the whatever the hell it is that you're going to serve that has animal involved. So the process started for me after the juice cleanse was over. I thought, well, I can have chicken from the chicken farm because I know where it's coming from and I know how they were treated. Needless to say, I never had chicken from the chicken farm. I went to buy the chicken and I gave it to my family. For some reason, I just couldn't do it. Now, just to back up a little bit, about 8 months ago, I realized that I was an empath. It kind of smacked me in the face. And when I realized that, I just started to put together a lot of things that have been happening in my life. And one of the things that happened was I started to talk to my sister-in-law, who's a vegan herself. She was a vegan before I was. And funny story, side note, when I found out she was vegan, I'm like, oh, that poor thing. What is she going to eat? Life is over. Anyway, I told her one day that I didn't feel good after I ate this chicken. And she said to me, and it was really profound, she said to me, when animals go to slaughter, they're conscious and aware of what's going on. I mean, they can probably smell death because the factories that they're going to are probably not the cleanest. They can smell their friend's blood or, their species' blood. They can sense fear, and when that happens with animals as well as humans, the cortisol starts shooting through their veins and it goes into their meat, into their flesh. So don't be fooled that when we ingest animals, we also ingest their energy as well. That was a moment for me, like, holy, of course. I mean, of course we're ingesting their energy as well. And that was like just so eye-opening for me, especially after that combination of finding out and realizing that I'm an empath and I'm not ADHD and crazy. I am actually just someone who gravitates and goes and just flows and evolves and turns and twists. Like, I actually kind of like that about me because it makes, I'm a little flexible. Anyway, so, that realization of seeing what actual, besides the fact, animal fat not good for us, the, inhumane killings that we're doing, the climate control, the climate going on because we've decided to feed all these freaking cows so we can make McDonald's cheeseburgers, whatever. I'm giving you clip note versions, but where I'm going with this is that, like, all of this is, where am I going with this? Ooh. Oh, I know where I was going with this, is that she was absolutely right. Empath, animal feelings mixed together, no good. Anyway, so I took a slow route like I mentioned before, and what ended up happening was didn't eat the chicken, didn't eat the eggs. It took me a while to figure out what to put in my coffee. That took me a while, but I found a soy creamer that I really, really like, so we're good. And it was like, there was a couple of things that I was kind of like ignorant to, like, I don't know, Denise, why do you not think that milk chocolate would have animal products in it? Milk chocolate? I think it was in my mind that it was sugarless, so I could have it. It wasn't even like, oh, I'm gonna just eat milk chocolate, I don't care, this is dairy. No, that's not the way it was. Like, I'm done with this and I'm eating milk chocolate. What's wrong with me? Anyway, so, after a while, I am straight up vegan. Straight up vegan! So, I feel pretty good about it. I do get a lot of pushback from some of my friends. And, it's because, I don't know, I guess they think I'm no fun anymore. They must not really know me. So I work hard every day to make sure that I put really good stuff in my body. I still pay attention to all those fabulous vegans out there, especially the ones who are trying to make a difference, ones who are on YouTube, Mike the Vegan, High Carb Hannah, which I was referred to from one of my YouTube videos. Thank you very much for that referral. I appreciate it. Cheap Lazy Vegan. Hello, girlfriend. I love you. Anyway, so yeah, these are the people that I've been starting to pay attention to. I'm still paying attention to those doctors as well, and I'm excited. I've never felt better in my own skin. Yeah. And it's because of what I'm putting in my mouth and from practicing yoga too, so I do a lot of that. Anyway, if you would like to comment on this video or share something with me or like it, thumbs up, that would be really cool. I would appreciate it. And if you would like to even subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would appreciate that too. I am the Potty Mouth Yogi, and I'll be doing more videos in the near future. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope that you come to a decision that's good for yourself and it actually has an incredible impact on the environment and the people around you. You know, I'm always trying to be better, and I'm always trying to change and just kind of show up as best as I possibly can. You know, I want to show up big in this life, and I believe that one of the ways that I could show up really big is by being a positive influence. Yeah, anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Namaste.